Hello, my name is Scott Warner, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Rachmaninoff Elegie Opus 3 No. 1 by Sergei Rachmaninoff. Obviously, I'm going to show you how to all the fingering, everything you need to know to master this piece. Okay. First things first. 1-5 or 1-4 in the beginning. 5-2, 1-2. Obviously, you're going to master that pretty quickly because that's the first bar. Okay. Then right hand, keep it in E minor position. Okay, you're going to put your 3 here. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 3, 2. 4. 1, 2, 4. 5, 3. 5, 4, 3. I'm sorry. 2, 1, 3, 2. And then you're going to come down here to 1, 3, 1, 2. And then you jump 1, 4. Then you're going to hit back to 3. Let your left hand come up here. Let your thumb play that. Okay, or your left hand. And then you're going to do thumb trill. And then back to this position. Sorry. Thumb here. Same. I go 1, 2, 4. You'll see why, because right here. See, because I'm setting you up for later hand position, so it's good to memorize it that way. And then now normally the left hand comes right. See, but I don't do that. I play the 2. I mean, rarely I play the notes with the right hand. There's a few times I do that, and this is one of them. Okay. Okay, because I don't like to do that crossover from a B. It's a 9th or whatever that is. 8th. No, it is a 9th. I don't know. Either way, it's a 7th, I guess, right before an octave, or 11th. Anyway, moving on. Okay. So when you come down here, you're gonna play the chord, and keep holding the thumb, because the thumb is gonna help you. See that? See how the thumb is going to help you? Okay, then you relax, and then you jump right. See, and then you're already here. So you're just going to put your move from 1, 4. You're going to bring 1 here. So can you see that? I'm going 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. And then it's going to do, okay, then it comes up here. 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5. And remember, it's actually not like, the timing is like this. Right, it's not like, these aren't exactly the same timing because there's thirds in there. Triplets, I'm sorry, okay. And on the left hand, these 2 notes, or these first 2 notes, right? The second and third notes. Okay. So you'll play your pink. You can play your pinky or 3 here, whatever you want to do. If you want, I used to do this stretch right here, a 5, 3, 2, 1. But now I just hit this with 5 usually, and then I bring it up to this chord, which is an inversion. The second inversion of G sharp minor. See, so I just do that, and then the first 2 notes are the same, but then you add the third in there. Watch, that's when the triplet starts. Then those play at the same time. Oops, sorry. See, now I use 2, 1, 3, 5. Okay, for this. We'll go over left hand later because I guess apparently I'm doing mostly right hand. See, and now this is a B flat major triad, the second inversion. So that's why I'm using this fingering, because you might want to use this fingering and cross over 2 like that, but I like to keep the fingering as the chords would be. See, that's just a B major chord. chord. So I'm going B major, right? So it makes, or, sorry, B flat major. So it makes it real easy. Okay, so then the next part is this 1 2 1 3 2 4 3 5, and then you skip to, which is a D flat major. Okay, and then so it's 5 3 3 5, and then 1 2. Okay, and same thing with the timing as this one. Now here's the harder part. This is for these big chords. The first 3 are accented, dun, 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 or 1 2 3 4. Okay, I'm sorry, 4 are accented. And let me just double check to make sure I am right on that, because sometimes I do. Yeah, all 4. These are all accented. Okay, all these big chords are. Okay, so make sure you can see this. Okay, you actually can't see it, so I'm gonna play this an octave lower so you can see what I'm doing. So you're playing 1 4 5 up top. I'll just tell you the up top. Well, okay, you're always playing your thumb down here. So 4 1 3, and then 2 4. I'm sorry, 3 5. So 2 4 5 3 5 2 4 2 4, and then right here is the jump. Okay, that's where the jump is. So the last 2 notes I play 5 3 and 2 4. Now I kind of sometimes bring it like to 2 5 also. See how my ring, like, see I'm playing this note with both of these fingers kind of. So it's like, let me sit down and do this. See? Now there's other fingers you can do, obviously, whatever you want to practice. Here's another one I used to do. 1 3 4. Okay, that would bring me right into 2 5. Then I would jump right there, and I would actually do that. I would do 2 4 and then 1 3 if you want. See? But I find that sometimes this 1 2 doesn't quite. It kind of takes a lot of energy to do that. So since it's somewhat fast because it's a triplet, I decided on the 4 5 3 5 5 4 5 3 5 2 4 3 5 3 5 2 4. Now obviously that's not the right timing, so it'd be. And the beautiful thing of that fingering is that it's the exact same for both parts. Okay. Now maybe I can play that up here. Can you see that? Yeah. So up here, maybe I'll keep playing it here so you can see it. So it's 4 5 3 1 2 4. A little hold, dun 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 dun, and then jump. See, I find if I do this 3 5 jump, I'm going to be more controlled on this last note, especially since the hand's crossing over, right? Let's see, where's that at? That's. So this part I do 1 5 1 4 1 3, and then 2 5, and then 1 4 again. But actually, see, so after you play the 1 4, you're gonna want to, the next one you're gonna want to bring it 2 5, okay? Because this is how I do the 5 lit. I don't know if it's called a octalit or whatever. Not a triplet, quadlet would be a 5, the quintuplet. So this is the finger I do: 1 4 2 5 1 4 1 3. Now obviously I'm not actually a master at that, to be honest, but I find that's still going to be the best finger. But there are other, I mean, you could do a 1 4, even a 1 4 here. You can't watch, and then I just don't like to do so many jumps with my thumb if I could get it right. So then and then this one I play 1 4. So 1 4, and then 1 3, then 1 4 and 1 5. See, So that's a crossover right there. So this part. Yeah, I might just do a whole new video just for left hand. Let's just focus on the right hand. So 1 2 1 3 1 4, and then you're holding it because you're holding it till the next biggest hits, and then you're doing 5 2 5 2, and then 4 1, and then 1 3 again, and then just like before. Remember I showed you those crossover? Oh, I'm sorry. No, but it's actually. Oh no, hold on. The ending actually do that. Let me just remind myself since here we go. Okay, I do play. Yeah, it does play this, and then it goes here. Okay. So 5 1, and then 2 4. This is a big stretch, but this is a good fingering to have. And it does a retardando, so it does slow down, so it's not that bad, okay? Another finger I used to do was, let me see, like something like this. I just find it's not consistent with the whole piece, so it's kind of like you're learning your own separate little technique just for that one little spot. When I think the big stretches, this piece has a lot of big stretches, so I think you should utilize them and learn them. Okay, let's see, so that's... And then we come into the più vivo. So I do 2 5 1 3. Then I do 5 2 1 4. Okay, I'm sorry. So I do 2 4. I'm sorry, 2 5. Okay. 2 5 1 3. 2 5 1 3. 2 5 1 3. 2 5 1 4 2 5 1 4 2 5 1 4 2 5 1 3 2 5 1 3. So that's the same. So this third pattern is the same. And then I'm holding down the thumb. I'm bringing this all the way over, and the thumb is going to, or the index number 2 is going to play the same as the thumb. So it's actually the same as the top note too. So 5 2, which is the same notes, and then 1 4. So after I play this one, 1 4, I bring it to 2 5. Okay, on the G sharp, or on the A flat and the B natural, or C flat. So I'm holding the thumb for legato-ness or smoothness. 2 5 1 3 2 5 1 3 2 5 1 3. And then from 1 3, I'm gonna bring the 2 to here. See, it's important to keep my thumb on the note so I know to play this note next. And see, and then my 4, obviously because I practice, my 4 automatically knows to go there, which is the same note as I was just playing with the 2 on. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5 and then the 4. Okay, so the 5 goes here. So the 5, so it's gonna be. Remember, this is from that note before. Actually play. See, you do this chord a lot actually, because there's another spot. See, on the end you're going to do this chord too. See, so it's good to know. So you're learning chords that go out throughout the whole piece, not trying to change fingerings too much. Okay, so anyway, so 1 3 1 3. Let me catch up to where I'm at. Then you cross over to 2 5 1 4. And then this one's easy. The next one's easy because look how my 3 is already there. And then I'm just going to bring the 2 up and play 3 now. which is just an E minor inversion, the second version of an E minor chord, E flat minor, sorry. So I'm playing this. Okay, and then I'm gonna drop the 5, and the 2 is gonna come to where the 3 is, and the thumb's gonna come where the 2 is. See, so it's like all my fingers are already on the notes pretty much. All you gotta do is drop the 5 and then play these, and then bring the 3 over to the A flat. And then I bring it back to like this. So 1, 2, 3, 5. Now you could do 1, 4, see, but I kind of learned 1, 3, so I just kept it at that. Or 1, yeah, 1, 3, 1, 3, instead of the 1, 4 right here. And I may have changed it if I learned it again, but like, you know, like to right here. But the reason why is because this jump right here, I was always messing up this jump because I was used to the 4, 5 here, and then when I was doing this, it kind of threw me off. So if I do this, I'm memorizing a separate pattern for this. Plus, some people when they do, you know, when you do your diminished chord, right? Some people they play 3, 5 anyway, so it's like so. Go back to this one, and then let's see. So I'm holding thumb, and then I'm bringing it all the way over to here. So the 2 is going to come back to where the 1 is, and then the 5 is going to come where the 3 is. And then the 3 is just going to come over 1. So 2, 5, 1, 3. Now for this next part, I just bring the 2 and 3 down. Everything over. I try not to make too much movement if you could get away with it. Instead of, don't do this. See how I move my whole hand? Like, you don't really need to move that far down. See? Maybe a little bit, but try to minimize all movements as you can. Or even try to, don't have your hand too high up. You try to have it. Remember to play the E flat. Now for the second time coming around. Well, actually, I did miss some notes. Okay, now we're back to here. Let's just skip up to the end because it pretty much repeats. Okay, so once you get to this part, whether you're using 4, 5 or not, you're gonna drop the 5 and the 1, keep the 2 and the 3 the same. But it's only gonna play it one time. 1, and then you're gonna come up like this, which is F sharp major or G flat major inversion chord. Okay, now normally I play this with 4, so that's why like I would say like in this part, if you're doing 4 or 5 at this on this one, all you just drop down, and then you bring it to like. So I practice them both ways actually, but I'm pretty more set on the 2, 3. Because this is a stretch. I don't like really doing this chord. I'd rather do the 4 here. Because if I do that arpeggio, I'm going to do 1, 2, 4. Now if you have big hands and it's comfortable to do 1, 2, 3, I actually would do 1, 2, 3 because there's a lot of list pieces that, you know, you'd want to. You want to do the 3, you know, rather than cross over or whatever, or see how I'm gonna have to cross over the 5. Anyway, but so it's good to I mean, if you could do this stretch, see, because right here, like my hand, honestly, hurts a little bit, so I don't really like to do this stretch. And maybe just because I'm not used to it yet. Okay, but anyway, you're bringing it down here, drop it down, and then bring it up. So it goes 1, 2, 2, and then 1, and then 1, and then you have a retardando. So here I do 2, 4, 1, 3. So once again, 2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3. Remember, you gotta stretch the 2. And then from there, see now the 2's off of it because you're playing 1, 3 last, and I'm gonna bring the 2 to the B, right? Sorry. See, on the 4 to the E flat. So this is the fingering I use. And then I jump to 2-5. 2-5, 2-5-4. So the 3 is not being played. Right. And sometimes I hit this note, this B, because it's supposed to be MF. Okay. And this is supposed to be PP. I play that with 4-5 sometimes. Okay, just to try to. Because sometimes I don't like to hit my pinky too hard, so I can hit it a little bit harder. Obviously, that was the second part, because the first part is actually... Sorry. So remember, keep your E minor. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Let me come back down. See, I like keep the 5-3-1 here. I know they say, oh, don't try to do everything off the. No, keep your thumb on the black. It's all good. Okay. Just like beginning. Sorry. Sometimes I do, and I used to do 1-3-4 or 1-2-4. So either way you could do. If you actually do the 3, your 3 will already be ready for the next note, but that's up to you. So actually. So back to where we were. Okay, we were at. Dun, 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 dun. So once it. See, so my 5's here. See, now it's just this minor. See, it's just my minor chord, right? Can you see it? Just my minor chord. So 4, 1, 3, 2. And then, what does it do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, holding 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 4. Then you're gonna have to let go of the 4, okay? I mean, that's a hard stretch. And this is a G sharp minor inversion with just adding the E, or the B, I'm sorry. Okay? And then you could play, you're supposed to hold this pinky, and actually the 2 also. So play 4 here, and then 1, 2, 5, which is the same as it's your diminished, D major or whatever. Well, it's a diminished, the D diminished, the B diminished. So it's this chord. So you're going to do 1, 2, 5. And repeat, and then. So you just come down the scale. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2. Oops. 5, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2. And then the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. Bring the pinky over, and then bring it back, and then you're gonna do, and it's what is it? F major. A flat major. So I'm getting the F confused. A flat major. 1, 2, 3. I'm standing up right now, so I can see the video. Which maybe I shouldn't. Oh, okay. And I am going to put the sheet music. I was dumb to try to teach without the sheet music, exactly. So, wait a minute, I think I'm wrong actually, because I think it's actually a G. Yeah, it's a G actually here. Okay. So, yeah, it's a G flat. And it shows you're supposed to cross over and play this with your left hand. So yeah, so say if you're A flat major, then just bring it down to a diminished. And then obviously the left, you do 1, 4, 1, 5. And then you're gonna bring your pinky here. And then it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. 1, 5 in the left hand. And then you're gonna come over here, and I play 1, 3 here. I don't know. Maybe I need to move this stupid camera for a change off. I'm gonna really only show right hand. I just have all these lights set up. That's why I don't really want to. Okay, so 1, 3. And the reason why I do 1, 3 is you'll find out exactly why. Okay, and left hand is going to do 2, 5. No, actually, no, it's. Hold on, where is it? Well, so it's this diminished one. is a bit of a stretch, but not too bad. It's 2-5 and 2-4. I know I'm playing extra notes, but just to I'm also practicing it, you know, showing the pattern. F. Okay. Then it's going to be same fingering. Okay. 2-5. And then these notes play. It goes like this. Same time. Same time. Okay. So now the fingering. 3-5. You're holding it, and then you're going to play 2-4, and then 1-3, and you're gonna hold the 1, cross over 2-4. Okay, you see that? Let me do it again. 3-5, 2-4, 1-3, cross over 2-4 from 1-3, and then 2-4, and then the 2-4 that you crossed over, and then 1-3, and then back to 2-4. And you could kind of just walk it down. Now, I know if you've listened to Rachmaninoff's version, you might hear this. That's pretty hard to do. So it's doing basically triplets and thirds or grace notes and thirds. If you can do that, I would do that. If you have this dexterity to do that. When I have the dexterity, I will do that. And another spot where it goes. I've heard a version where it goes. Oops. Something like that. So actually I could learn that grace note, but I figured if I don't have that grace note and I don't have this one, I'll just keep it. I'm just learning it as it's written, right? At this point. I'm not trying to add nothing in there. So once again, 3-5, 2-4, 1-3, 2-4, 1-3, 2-4, hold. And then here, PP. Now you're supposed to hold these two notes, okay? Which is 1, 2, 3, 5. You're supposed to hold the 2-3. And it's a triplet. So now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really good at doing this. So if you can do it, you can. This requires a stretch. Where you're supposed to hold this 2 down, essentially until you play the D. So it's kind of like that. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 5. I'm just going to ignore this part. Okay, 1, 5, 1, 5, 2, 3. Bring it up an octave. And you're going to do 1, 5 in this octave. Okay, 2, 3. And you're just walking up the keyboard. Then so sorry. F and then 2, 4. Right, same thing, it's the same note, 2, 4. And once you play this 2, 4 on the B flat, G flat, you play this part. Not quite a triplet, but it's quarter or eighth note. Okay, and that's just your not diminished, one of your augmented ones. G, B natural, E. So I have to 1, 2, 3, 5. I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna keep it 1, 3 because you're using these fingers, right? So obviously 1, 3, 5. Obviously choice. And don't try same thing as I said before on this part. Try to not come all the way down. Try to minimize your keyboard movement from going black to white keys, right? Try to minimize that as possible. So same thing. 2, 3. And then what's this one? Yeah, another 2, 4. C flat or B. And then it goes back to this original chord. And then 1, 2, 3. Make sure you can see that. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Actually, these are all going to be 2, 3, right? It's going to be. And then the next part, it gets a little tricky, so go. And this is the chord I use. 1, 2, which is like your E flat major. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5 on the D flat and E flat. Okay. So again. Then this chord I play 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? It's because I'm dropping right down to the E after that. So I mean you could play this, right? There's always not this. That is technically that diminished chord, right? Just a little difference. but I don't want to put the 3 here because I'm dropping right down to the E. So it's almost like I'm thinking like, okay, when you play octaves, you want the 4 on the octave, right? So it's the same thing. So you're just putting the 4 on the octave. It's not that big of a deal. And this is not a stretch. I mean, if you're doing your, this is the 3rd in the F sharp or F sharp minor. Okay. Now, of course, in the A major inversion, I would use a 4 here, right? So, but that's why I can't say you're wrong if you want to do this with 2/4. But I like to do 3/3. Brings me right down into it, and obviously we'll be playing the octave higher. Then you're gonna jump over 1, 2, 3 E. And for the longest time, I had learned it as an E flat, but it's obviously not an E flat. These are all self-explanatory. 1/4 for here. Thumb 2 and 5. A major. Inversion of C sharp minor. 2nd inversion. And then 1/4 for this part. I use 1/4 for the octave. Okay, and then okay, so obviously that 1/5. And then I do 1/4 here, and then I bring 1, 2, 3 for this. But there's a lot of different ways you could do that, obviously. Actually, I think I do 1/5 there. Actually, I have it written as 1/4, but I did change. I changed it to. So I changed it to 5, 5, 1, 2, 4, and then here's the tricky part. Okay. Make sure you can see that before I do it, because you're doing the A major inversion with the right hand. Here it is. You're gonna bring this over the same. This one is gonna play instead of this. It's gonna play this, and the octave. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cross. You're not going to play this. You're not going to play that 3rd, the 3. And the left hand is going to come down. You're going to play octave. So it's octave, and then you're going to bring the 2, which is the same as this chord, right, from earlier. So this will take a little bit of practice getting your timing. So here we go again. A little bit. Have your left hand thumb is going to be under, okay? So you kind of, rotate up, and you're going to kind of rotate each hand, okay? So like I'm up here, I'm exaggerating. I'm up here on the left and down here on the right. Then I'm just going to switch. Now obviously I'm going to play the thumb. I'm not going to be like, my thumb is going to be under this thumb still. So like I said, I'm exaggerating the movement. So. Hold the pinky. Same fingering, 1/4. Left hand. I guess I will show you the finger 5. If you want me to go over left-handed fingering, I will, but you're gonna have to request it probably. Well, I just feel tired right now. That's why I'm saying that. Maybe I'll do it anyway when I'm not tired. So anyway, and then 1/4, 2, 5, and 1, 2. Okay, and I used to do it this way, like this. But I find I can do more smooth doing this transition. Plus, it's the same as what? Your E flat major inversion, right? And if you're gonna do this, and then this is the same as your either the inversion scale or the G sharp minor. So it's right. It's just now you could do 1/5 if you want. I mean that's the same as your E major, E flat major, or your your G minor inversion. Like so, there are some things where it's like you have to decide what are you gonna do. You're gonna do 1/5, 1/3, but I do 1/4 and then I bring it over to 2/5 and 2/1. Okay. Left hand or back to where we were. Okay, 5, and you're gonna do 4s on the blacks. now this one, I don't do 4. Remember, normally I say 4 on the octave, but this one, because remember before we were doing the A flat major. Okay, but but we're not doing the major, it's just the octave this time. And am I right? Let me go. Yeah, it's over here. Okay. And it's part of a triplet, so you're actually holding the middle triplet. So, and I'm sorry, you don't play the thumb. You're only going to play this time. You're not going to do the double note. You're only going to play the G natural. And I keep doing it because I'm not paying attention. Okay, so let's pay attention. So at this, I do 1, 2, 5 for this chord, and then it does 4, and then the same chord again, and then it does the same 4 on the B, on the E natural, and then I just bring the hand up and play the whole chord, and just play it as it is. So it's, and then it plays, and then remember after you do this chord, it always plays a 3 here, which is the E flat. Back to that original chord, and then one more time it repeats the second or the third bar, which is the 4, and then back, double it. And then at this one, instead of playing the 3 here, I change it up, I put the 4 here, and you're allowed to hold it as long as you want. In this point, you as an artist get to determine that. It's the performer. I hold it here, and the reason why I put 4 here is because 1, I'm holding it, and I'm setting up my next finger for this part. Bring 1, 3 like this, then I bring it to 2, 5. Okay, so we're gonna go over that part. First, we'll do the thirds. Okay, here's a fingering you want to learn hand separate. Obviously, when you're learning this, 2, 1, 3, 2 is the first 2, and you're holding the 3 while you're playing the 2, and then you're letting go. Okay, so it's and you might want to come down, like kind of. I normally don't use my hand too much, but like I think getting the P and getting the right sound, and with the left hand kind of coordinating and trying to keep it the same dynamics, I'm going to rotate my hand a little bit. And then, see, because I have to play the same note, so it's kind of awkward, so I'm going to bring that thumb out of the way, and I'm going to bring my hand up just a little bit. See, now I'm up and down on one, and then I'm going to just reverse them. I mean, you could play it too, but it's mainly when I'm playing the same note, see? And if you do use pedal there, be very careful. I'll let go of pedal there before I even play that note, because that note you don't need, I mean, you can hold it, but it's just, but to do that B jump, the B to the B, you may want to hold the pedal. Okay, and then from here you're going to hold 2, and then it's going to be 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. You should be writing this down. So again, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2. And it's going to do 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Now obviously look what scale this is. B major. That's where I'm getting the fingering from a dang B major scale, okay? Right? 2, 1, 3, 2. 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Adding extra note in there. And then we're keeping the 4 here, look. 4, 1, 3, 2, 3. And this is only, and then we're putting a 1 here. 1, 4. So once again, that last bar is 4, 1, 3, 2. So that's all the same, except now we're at 4. I mean, you technically could do 4 here just to be like, oh, I gotta remember to do 4, but you do 2, and you know you're stopping there. And then you're doing 4, 1, 3, 2, 1 on the E. 4, A flat, and then the 3 back down. And what is it back down to this dang position, E flat minor? That's why I'm doing this fingering, because it brings you right back into where you need to be. No jumping around. 4, 3, and then from here, the next chord, right, because this is going to be the first, and I'm going to bring 2-5 over. Why do I do 2-5? You'll find out the next measure. This is the fingering we've already gone over. Just to show you that little spot, I used to do a different fingering, and I barely just learned it. But the same, everything comes down the same. And I would do this. And you might want to do this too if you could do the stretch and the crossover at the same time well. 1-4, 2-5. The reason why I don't do it is because I have to move this 2 out of the way, and I got tired of moving the 2 out of the way. So if you have a different kind of hand structure, you might be able to get away with it. See how my 2 is kind of like, I mean, I could play higher, but it's kind of like I'm so used to like now it's like now I'm finally going up here, right on the what do you call it, the board. So that's kind of why if I just keep the thumb's low, it's out of the way. The 2 gets in the way up here because it's almost, because if you're like, my thumb's already low. And unless I can stretch it like this far, see, I can't do that. I have to do this chord, I have to bring my 2-5 up too high, which forces me to bring this 2 way up here. So and then I'm like trying to move it out of the way. So that's why I do 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-4. 1-2, 1-3, 1-4. 2-5, 1-3, 2-5, which are all the same. And then, yep, 1-5 here. And then 2-5 here. So this is what's different. And the reason why I do that is because it brings 4 right on the E flat, which is what this chord and the next chord. Now, I've always heard Rachmaninoff for this, the piano roll he did. He does, what do you call those? I honestly don't remember. Not a trill, obviously. Something innuendo, right? Anyway, okay, so once again, let's go over that last little bit. So you already know this. 5, 2. And you're holding 1-3, and 1-3 brings it right over. Remember that part? Exaggerating, just kind of move out of the way so you can see, right? I'm playing the pinky at the same time I'm playing this, and I'm bringing my thumb over here. I mean, you could learn, if you want to learn, if your fingers are long enough, I would do this stretch probably, but I don't have those long fingers, right? So I have to do, and I don't want to do too many crosses over with the 2 stuck in between here. Okay, so that's why I'm doing the fingering I'm showing you. But like I said, left hand I have to go over at another time because I'm already getting tired. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Let's see, we were right here. Okay. Right. Right. 1-5 here. Middle finger in the D, which would be really thumb. And then my pinky. Pinky here, and then thumb's gonna play here. And after you play the thumb and before you play the E flat, you're gonna play. So you're gonna play this E flat with your 4, okay? One 4. I do 1-4 here, okay? Sometimes I do 1-5 and the 4 at the same time. Like I said, sometimes I like to play a note with my 4 and 5 at the same time. Okay, that's just what I do. Then for this part, I'm going to bring it down to C sharp minor inversion without the middle, obviously. So it's 1 5, 1 5, 1 4, 1 5, 1 4, 2 3, 2 3, and then I'm bringing my thumb over. I'm playing 1 5, and then I'm bringing my 2, and then I'm bringing it to 2 4. So obviously you can see my 3 already went off of it. And then I'm doing 2 4, and then I'm bringing my thumb up, but I'm not gonna play it. And then I'm playing 3 5. Okay, let me do that again. So that whole spot, okay. 1 5, slide down, 1 4, 2 3, bring it over 5 1, 2 4, 3 4, which is your what? Back to G sharp minor chord. Okay. See, so I like to set up towards, like, I already know that scale. Like, so this is why you practice your scales and chord. Right, so you want to try to base the music off of those chords, because obviously when they wrote this, they were using chords that they knew, right? And then they explore a little bit, and then as you explore, you might have to change some fingerings to make it work in the context of what you're doing it. Like, for example, okay, so... Like, for example, okay, like I used to do this, and then from this note, I would play 3 1, 2 1, and then cross over 2 4. See, that still brings you back to this position. So, but I found ultimately I like to jump right here. So I can even do 1 5 here, and then 1 4, 1 3, and then. See, that's a little bit too much. Actually, no, I should even show you that. I was just exploring right there. Sometimes you have to explore, like, is that really going to work? So I like to do 1 5. Okay, I do 5, 1 3, 1 4. I know I'm telling you a bunch of times. Okay, 5 1, 1 4, 2 3, 5 1, and then after you do the 5 1, the 5 1 is just so you don't have to really move, because you're actually going to be you hold the 2 3 for a little bit, and you hold the 5 1. For some reason, I like doing that. Like, I mean, Claude Debussy, like, see, he does 1 5 right there. Why? Because it's just a certain touch that he likes. So. That's if you want to watch it in slow motion and learn it, but maybe I'll go over that now. So let's see. Do 1 5, 1 4, 2 3, 1 5, 2 4, 3 5, 2 4, 1 3. So how would I practice that? And the reason why, since I'm doing 2 3 here, I mean you could do 1 4, but see, the reason why I don't is because look, because I have to play this note again, and I want 2 4 on it so I can do, right? I mean, technically you could do like a chord, like you could do something like that. You could do where you're doing 1 3 on the, which is the B flat minor chord, and there are some parts in the music where you are doing a B flat. Well, maybe not that part, but there are parts where you are doing this B flat minor chord, just variations of it. So back to this. So that's what, because you got to remember that this hand's also coming over. So there's also another reason why I did this fingering. Okay. See, because right here, 1 4 is out of the way. And I bring the 1 5 over because, well, you have to play. I want to hold these. You've got to hold these for the full note, which is going to be. So you could do this. See, you could do 2 3 and then bring it down to 3 5. See, but I don't like to do that. So it's less movement to do what I'm showing you. All right, let's move on. And then from here, see, and then you're already set up. Doing this finger, you're already set up to go like this. Bring it all the way over to this, our favorite chord again, one of the B flat majors. 2, 5, and then we're gonna do, then it's a, I don't know what that, I mean, E major, G sharp minor, whatever. Okay, so, or diminished, right? Okay, so anyway, so, from the 1, cross over, 2, 5, 1, 4, and then you're gonna bring 2, 5 up here, okay? And actually it's going to play that. See, it's a triplet comes into play here. So we're non-triplet. This is part of the triplet, but it's a full note. So the next 2 notes are going to be faster. So once you so you have time to bring the 2, 5 over. And obviously the reason why I do that is because it sets you up right up for that. Because there are other ways that you might get tempted to try. Like, well, let me try this. I'm not going to explain that one, but you could do that one, or you could even do the 2. But that involves a jump, a note jump, which I don't like to do if I don't have to. It's harder to do legato on those. Get the triplets down. Okay, it's going to take you some time to get those triplets. Now, obviously, the left hand is playing these same notes as you're supposed to be holding them. Okay? Or not at the same time, but when it comes back down, because it does this. No, I do 2, 1. Okay, so I need to change that writing, actually. So I do that. Bring the 3. I bring a. And this part, instead of coming down with the left hand, I do play that with the right hand. And then my 2's already here set up. See. And I do 1, 2, 3 here. I'll show you why. Or 2, 1, 3. Over, right thumb, and then I'm bringing 4 back down here. So coming up, I have to show you left hand. It's like, how could I not show you? So it's 5, 3, 1, crossover, 3, 1, right? 3, 1, 3, 1, and then when you're coming back down, you just okay, you're coming back down 1, 4, and then it's the same notes 1, come back to the B. So it's the same thing, you just come up but come back down with the 4, okay? And then right here, you're going to do 3, 4, 1. And then you're going to come up and do this, which is an inversion of a G sharp minor. 1, 2, 5. The reason why I do that is because it's easy to remember this block rather than trying to do 1, 3, which you normally don't do this chord. So instead of, like, that's why instead of doing, like, say 1, 2, 3, or, you know, that's another thing you can do. 2, 1, oh no, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See what I did there? But I like to keep it the block, so let's go over what you should do. Shouldn't spend too much time on what you shouldn't do, or what I don't recommend. But I just want to show you that nothing's set in stone. Okay, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, and then you're just gonna rotate out to this chord. Obviously, that's one spot I start using more in the right hand instead of the left hand. And you're gonna bring up the 1 to the B. Okay. And then your thumb is gonna play, and the left hand is gonna do this. Same thing. Right. Gonna come down as a B, 5, 3, 5. Well, I mean 1, 3, 5. And as you play this one, you're going to bring the 2 over like this and hold it with the 2, okay? You need to free up your hand to play the A flat next. And this is supposed to be held down for 1 count, and then it has a slur to the next one. Or not a slur, what do you call it? A tie? Okay? And my left hand's already set up. 2, 1. So I actually didn't bring it over like I said, so let's see. It goes 1, 3, 5. And then to bring the 1 back over. You're going to hold this 1 until you have to move it. And then do 1, I do 4, 3, 2, okay? Now you could do 4, 3, 2, 1, but I didn't want to move the thumb again. Especially since this part's not really that loud, it's MF, okay? So once again, for this last part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 5, 2, 1, bring over the 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, or 1, 4, 3, 2. And that's going to set you up for the next chord anyway. Even though you're taking your hand off of it, it's like you remembered what you just played. Okay, so then. And then right here. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5. A little jump. 1, 3, 2, 4, another jump. 3, 5, 1, 2. That's what I do. I have explored with other stuff. I still find that the best. There is one other one that I'm still kind of looking into. I may or may not learn it, but it's starting. And the reason why I did is because at the ending it uses similar fingering, but it's basically the E flat minor, but 2, 4, starting 2, 4 here, 3, 5, and then crossing over 1, 2, 2, 4. Like. So that's an option you may want to explore. The reason why is because later on I'm going to show you we do this. So basically you're doing that, but you're just not playing, you're not playing the B flat minor chord, right? It's skipping. And I don't like to do these, like there's still a little jump to, it's still a little jump, so I mean, you got to figure out where you want that jump. What can you do the most smoothest? And I find doing rather than so I'm probably going to stick with this one. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, jump over 1, 3, 2, 4, and then 3, 5 as a skip. And then bring it down to 1, 2. And I use 2 for this part. And I bring it. Like I don't want to do, I'm not going to do the, I just don't use the right hand for that spot because you want to keep the left hand creating that bass line for you, the whole piece. Or I know some people that are like, oh no, just learn what's supposed to be in the left hand with the right hand. And if you look at the sheet music, it's not written that way. Now obviously, you got to do what you can to play the dang piece, right? I'll tell you that. Okay. Anyway, let's moving on. So, okay, chord here, octave. Same thing with the fingering on the right hand. Now right here is basically your E flat minor. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, that crossover to 1, 2, 1. Now you're gonna, so it from this. I'm gonna show you down here so you can see it in the middle of the screen. So let me show it again. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and then you're gonna do your rundown in thirds. So what is you break this down? It's 1, 3, 2, 4, 3. That's all E flat minor. You're using the pedal, so you're gonna have time to crescendoing. So I mean, you're gonna be able to do that jump easily. 1, 2, and then from here it's just what? A B flat minor. Now here's what I do for this spot. I spent a lot of time studying this spot, and here's how I'm gonna do it. 2, 4, 5, and you're supposed to hold the 5, okay? So you're gonna do 2, 4, 5, hold the 5, let go of everything else, do 1, 3, and then you're gonna do 1, 2, D flat major, and this is where I'm crossing over, okay? My thumb here, 3, 1, and then now what you're gonna do here, you're gonna play this pinky again, and the 2, 4. You don't need to hold the pinky here, and then it comes, see now, I'm basically in the G flat minor, G sharp minor. And then I'll do 1, 3, and then right here I'm crossing over again to the E flat minor, which is 1, 3, and then 2, 4 with the 5 again. 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, which is your D flat major, triad, or third, and then crossing over. Obviously, I came down an extra one because I'm playing an octave lower. So anyway, I'm coming down. So 2, 4, 5. Hold the 5. 1, 3. 1, 2. Cross over 3, 1, which is a B major. And then, actually, in the second time, you don't have to play. You don't play the 5. You just come down. Or hold on. Let me make sure I'm. Oh yeah, okay, I'm right. Yeah, you are holding this pinky in this last one. 5, 3, 2, 1, all the way to 3, 1. And then from here, I'm bringing the 4 here, and I play this with both hands. Okay, everything's E flat minor. 1, 3, 4. Gosh dang it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, this is your E flat. If you don't know your E flat minor scale by this time, you go learn it first. At least know what the notes are, right? Before you learn this piece. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 1 at the same time. So the left hand's gonna be doing the opposite. I mean, it's the same thing, but you're just a third down. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 split note, and then 5. Okay, because remember. I used to do here, where you're gonna end up on 2 4s, and then I did that, but then, and I actually did this. I actually did both hands. I did the octave, but I didn't want to do both hands on the octave anymore, so I had to figure out another fingering. So you come down like this, which is your basic E flat minor scale, without the, it's not the chromat, or what do you call it? It's not like a harmonic minor. That's what it is, I believe. It's just the regular straight. So 4. See now, since I'm doing the 1, 3 with my right hand, I have that little time to go from this. So it's like this. This is how I practiced it. At the beginning, you hold that as long as you want, and then, I mean, you could play with the right hand, I guess. He shows it left hand. Do whatever you want in that case. I'm not going to be that picky on you. Maybe a little slip up there in the thirds, but obviously I'm on a dang keyboard, it's better to practice on a piano. But that's pretty much the whole song, right-handed. And with a little bit of left hand. So if you need any more help, if you do want a left-handed video, if there's some specific bars you actually want attention, you want a video, and you want to see hands like I'm showing you, feel free to let me know, and I'll get back with you, okay? My name is Scott, and welcome to Melodic Insights.